Okay, so y'all gotta hear this dream, y'all. And I'm gonna do my best to try not to confuse y'all. Shit, I'm gonna do my best to try not to confuse myself by verbally, you know, explaining what happened. So I don't know if any of y'all had. Okay, so if you're listening, you probably had dreams about loved ones that come and visit you in your dreams, right? And I'm the type of person that I don't care what people say, religious people, whoever, about um relatives who have passed on, who have died. If you see them in your dreams, they'll say that those are not your relatives. Like I tried that route and I just have to disagree. Like I can't see it that way. Like I just can't. I have dreams of people who passed on all the time and they're them, yo. They're them. Which would probably bring another video another time about, you know, what people call the afterlife, which I can't even call it that because these motherfuckers are still living, yo. Anyway, so back to my point. I'm pretty sure y'all have had dreams about loved ones, and maybe some of y'all, if this resonates, maybe they've told y'all some things that only they can tell you because you know that's them. That feeling that's just like, yo, that's them, right? So I had one of these dreams as of late, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before in other dreams before, but I felt like, you know, I felt like my biological father was trying to reincarnate. No matter of fact, I think I said this about another family member of mine's. But here goes, here goes my father is trying to reincarnate himself, which he's hinted to trying to do in another dream of mine as well. I have it jotted down somewhere, right? And the way that I'm able to even like deeper analyze this and confirm this is because of my biological father was a Gemini. I'm gonna say is a Gemini because the motherfucker was just in my head last night. So I'm gonna talk like he's still there. He's a Gemini. My mom's is a Virgo, right? Now I got a Virgo stellium. So Cancer's North Node in Cancer right now. I'm feeling traits of my biological mother all around me lately, right? And so I feel them like coming out in my expressions and stuff like that. But when I have this dream, my father is being a true fucking Gemini, y'all. So, and what I say for this, like, yo, Gemini, y'all can get mad at me if y'all want and shit, but yo, y'all be lying and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, this part of my father that I recall, when he was here in the physical plane, like, he would do shit like that. Geminis lie when they don't even have to fucking lie, yo. And they just do it, and it could feel so offensive because it's just like, yo, you just gonna overtly lie to me like that in my face too? Like, yo, you got balls, yo. Like, yo, why are you doing that? And this is part of their whole duality two-face mechanism of of I could say where that expression derives from. I'm not going to say it's why they do it. I think they do it because they just got game, or they think they have game to the point where they're conjuring up something in that mind of theirs, and they're like, okay, I'm going to go about it this way. And it's just like, dude, you're fucking lying. Like, stop fucking lying, yo. You know what I mean? And I can laugh about it because it's just like, yo, I know you. Like, yo, you're fucking lying right now, right? So my father comes into my dream, right? I just had to break that down real quick, break some ice real quick, because I love the shit out of Gemini energy, I do, but some shit just gets on my fucking nerves, and that's one of them. So here he is, right, and he says something that relates to my kid, it relates to my son, but he's going around it. He didn't put it this way, what he said was insightful enough to let me know that it connected to my son, is what I should say. He didn't mention him, he didn't say his name, anything like that. He just made a reference that I know directly connected to my son. It's like he's eavesdropping. It's like, yo, how the fuck you know that, Dad? Well, of course he knows that because he's from our lineage and he's trying to reincarnate. And the reason why I say he's trying to reincarnate even more is because my son has a Gemini moon. So he basically has his grandfather's moon in his celestial DNA. You get what I'm saying? So my thoughts is, okay, should my son have a kid, it's probably gonna have a boy, might even be a Gemini. And even if it's a girl, it might be a Gemini or somewhere along those lines. The possibility to me is kind of huge, is what I'm saying, because my pops is being aggressive. Like, he keeps coming back, and he's like, so after he made this reference that connects to my kid, I'm like, at first I went for it, right? And I'm like, and then I was like, hold on, wait a fucking minute. And then in the dream, right, I channeled my mom's. So you know how like your parents, they have these like mannerisms about themselves that they enact. I mean, that they act out, and then you can enact them. You know how to replicate it easily because they're your parents. So I found myself doing something my biological mother used to do. Is when she gets angry, she like tiptoes and raises her arm in the air and starts flinging her arm around and shit when she's tight and she's barking on somebody. So I'm doing this shit in my dream, and even like the tone of my voice changes, and I'm like, you lying motherfucker. And like, yo, I swear to God, it felt like they was just right there having a fucking argument in front of my face. You understand what I'm saying? However, I'm being my mother. So, and we're in my apartment, mind you, the apartment that I stay in right now. And so I'm barking on my pops now, and I'm like, you lying motherfucker, because I almost went for it. I guess like a couple does, right? Like your man lies to you and you go for it, or your girl lies to you and you go for that shit because of who they are. Then you come to your senses, you're like, no, wait a fuck, no, it don't go like that. You's a lying motherfucker. So I'm telling this to my pops and shit, right? Now my pops, mind you, he's jacked. I'm talking about like 275 solid, like looking, glowing in the face, haircut, shaped up, everything is just flowing with this dude, right? And I'm like, yo, I peeped that, and I'm like, okay, because these are like times when there were times when, like, if my father went to prison and came home, like, he'd be fucking like a straight up bodybuilder and shit. Like, I remember those times. I'd be like, yo, you really put that shit together, B. You know what I'm saying? And it resonated with me because I've been working out more than I usually do lately. You know what I mean? Building my masculinity traits up and stuff like that. Maybe even for reasons that are subconscious, right? But this dream transpires, and now I get more insight into why those things may be occurring at this time. So after I bark on him like I'm my mom's and shit, right? He flips the script, and he goes into my kitchen, right? And he does something with the oven and shows me a trick to make the oven work. And then he gets me on his side. Like, this is some real Gemini shit, yo. And then he gets me to side with him. So then I stop channeling my mom's, and then I'm me over again. And I'm like, well, thanks, Dad. You know, and it like my throat is choking up, like I'm almost about to cry and shit. But this is real shit, y'all. This is real shit, right? So I'm like, thanks, Dad. Like, we had that father and son moment. Like, if you listen to the Cancer Woman video that I just posted not too long ago, I was talking about how perhaps my son is longing for that type of connection, and I just keep acting like a motherly parent instead. So we had that moment, and I guess he was just like being a dad to me and shit. So I'm like, well, thanks, Dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, some real shit like that. But, and you know, I'm thinking in the waking state right after that, like, yo, wait a minute. Ain't nothing wrong with my motherfucking stove. Like, he came in here and tinkered with some shit that he could fucking change in the dream world and make it look like he fixed it and shit just so I can get in that zone. But why am I being manipulated to get in that zone? My theory is, and I could be wrong, but my theory is because the 4th house either relates to the mother or father, or the 10th house rather relates to the mother or father, right? It's either or. So my 10th house is Gemini, which would represent my father, right? My 4th house is Sagittarius in my natal chart. So I've come to the terms that finally, and I've always been back and forth with this, trying to decide, I finally come to terms with Gemini 10th house is my mom's, and Sagittarius is my 4th house. It's for my pops. Now, mind you, I got biological parents and I got godparents. You know what I'm saying? And this is what helped me come to this decision making process as well. So I think my father was trying to manipulate that theory that I had so that he can claim the 10th house of Gemini. And, you know, because we got to remember, this is taking place in my apartment. You understand what I'm saying? So if he shows he's a father while I'm inside of my apartment, that may have me change my mind. Like, okay, my father is Gemini, which you think should be rightly so because he's a Gemini, right? However, it just did not click well for me. I just felt manipulated. I felt he was up to his same types of schemes that he's capable of doing. Not saying he's always a conniver like that, but my pops is a real suave, smooth dude who can talk a fucking fish out of water. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, that kind of hovered over me when this thing happened. But nonetheless, I still thanked him. I was like, thanks, Dad. You know what I'm saying? And shit. So, so then, you know, he gets up. So I think, and a matter of fact, I think it happened in reverse order. I think he did the whole stove thing first, and then he said something about that connected to my kid, and I was like, you lying motherfucker, you lying sack of shit. And then I said, get out my house, just like my moms would say, get out my house. I kid you not, right? So this shit goes down. My father is going to the exit of my apartment, right? And then my mom's is having a change of heart, which is actually me at the same time. God, this is some fucking crazy shit, yo. Channeling, you gotta, I wouldn't recommend this shit for everyone. You know what I'm saying? But those of you who already have tapped into this type of shit, you know, you're strong. So I'm at the door being my mom, and like, you know, classic my mom shit, like, will flip 100% on my pops and then later on like feel for him and shit and be like, I wonder if he's okay and shit like that, right? So on his way out of the door, she's like, and if you want to do something for my grandson, you go ahead. And she's like almost, I guess, faking tears. And my mom's just a great actor and shit. That was my opinion anyway, but she know how to turn it on too, you know what I'm saying? So she's just like, if you want to do something for my grandson, you can go right ahead, all right? And mind you, my pops is all jacked, shoulders all big, his fucking sleeves are cut off and shit. He's walking out the house all fucking cock diesel and shit. So I'm like, okay, he's probably going to go do something for his grandson because he wants to come back out of his grandson's balls again, you know what I mean? He wants to shoot out that ball sack. And I'm like, yo, did we just have a fucking family meeting and dispute inside of my head while I'm fucking dreaming to show me some things? So what I did grasp out of this, and this is something that I theorized because, mind you, I already said I was building, you know, manscaping a little more than I usually do. I think that the masculine energy associated with the North Node brings more, like, you know, it offsets, like, you know, greed and obtaining things and recognition and prestige and stuff like that. And, you know, no matter what, and I said it masculine, right? But that's only because of where my masculine traits are on my natal chart is why I'm saying that. So I kind of understand of why this was being shown to me in my dreams. It's not necessarily have anything to do with North Node being in Cancer, but I think my mother, her taking her stance in my dream like that is what resonated with the North Node and Cancer part, and her keeping her stamp on my decision to make the mother the 10th house in my natal chart. I think that's why she got all bold like that. And I think my North Node, which happens to be in Leo, is the thing that made my pops just pop up in there like 275 solid cock diesel looking like Schwarzenegger out this motherfucker, and, you know, still making his claim in life, like, you know, he has a place in some sort of way, you know what I'm saying? And for me to exercise those masculine traits that I did get from him no matter what, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that, so it pretty much helps me more activate those masculine traits that I've been doing, which has been facilitating my growth and my obtaining of wealth and stuff like that, which has pretty much been masculine, and managing that has been